Okay.
You gotta say something because you just start recording and I don't know when to record. You gotta
I
yell
was
something.
recording for like 10 minutes and I stopped recording because I noticed Jess wasn't even like finished setting up yet.
I wish we were recording earlier though.
And then
'cause there was some good
I wish I had
stuff.
kept that recording because I deleted it. I'm like, oh man, 10 minutes is going by. We're not even set up. We're not fully finished getting our shit together.
No.
We ate pizza,
We ate pizza.
popped beers, had a few shots of Cardinal Gin. I mean, we did all that in an hour.
Spiced Cardinal Gin.
Do be spicy.
It is spiced, yeah.
It is good.
It's not bad. No, it's really not bad.
I like it.
You think it's gonna be terrible, and then you try it.
I mean, like, I'm not putting it back like a shot. I'm just, like, taking my time and sipping
I'm
it.
I liked it.
I threw back a whole glass like a shot.
Shots are so stupid.
No, they're
Shots
not.
are hard for me because I'm not used to doing them. So, like, I will take, like... I have to build up my, like, shot,
You
You just have to relax your throat and let it slide down there.
But the part where... My God.
It's what you have to do.
But
that is what it is.
But the idea of spending $9 just to, like, for half a second of something you're going to probably barf up. At least if you're me, you're going to barf it up. My tummy
don't
can't
really
do
throw
shots.
up. Yeah, I don't really throw up from drinking, thankfully.
The first time I ever shotgunned the beer, I had to lay down and talk about my tummy. It was the worst way to spend
I
part
shotgunned a Four Loko once, and this was back when they
Oh,
were...
that'll kill me.
Oh, I blacked out in 10 minutes.
Yeah!
Sorry, Mom and Dad.
Four Loco. Say goodnight.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was
Good night and good luck, Four Loko.
It was my birthday, and I drank like 2 bottles of wine all on my own.
Good for you.
I was so hungover that my dad is like he called me in the middle of the day, and he's like, Rose, where the fuck are you? I'm like, Dad, I'm so fucking hungover. What are you talking about? He goes, what? I'm like, Dad, I'm hungover as hell. What do you want? And he goes, first of all, I'm surprised because you never get this drunk. Secondly, it's good for you because this will show you what it means to actually be like 2 bottles of wine, like hungover.
Can I interject though? And I think a lot of your hangover had to do with the fact that you were most likely drinking cheaper wine.
No, it was like kick-ass wine. It was really good.
Oh no, my comment still stands. I recently...
Cheap stuff will do
No.
that to you.
I recently had
cheap
a
stuff
couple
will.
of really expensive bottles gifted to me, and I did drink about one whole one in a night, and it was a huge bottle and no hangover. But
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah, but also I don't know what that says about like my habits and my regular life.
It was 2 different types of wine. One was like a fancy ass rosé, like a mid-shelf rosé that my best friend Pickle Bean bought me for my birthday, and the other one was the watermelon wine that we've had on before.
Well, that's all the
yeah.
sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the
a ton of sugar.
Yeah,
It'll
it was
dehydrate
a
you
lot
real quick.
of
Yeah.
sugar.
Those wines are way too sweet is what's going on.
Yeah. I was dead the next day.
I tend to lean towards like drier reds.
Speaking of being way too sweet, this is One Frame Off.
Yeah.
A very sweet show with 3 very sweet people. I'm the sweetheart Brody.
And I'm Jess.
I'm the darling Rose.
I'm
Yeah.
whatever you want me to be.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
She's the amazing Jess who can do anything and everything.
Thank you. I feel so much pressure now.
Don't be pressured, Jess.
I can't help it. I
If
feel
you
the
aren't
weight of
amazing at
everything
everything-
around me all the time.
And if you aren't amazing at everything, you're a fraud.
Yeah. Well,
That's not true.
You fake it till you make it, guys. And
Actually,
you know I
that's
say this.
partially true.
It's 100% true. Mm-hmm. Confidence gets you everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's all you have to do. Just be confident. It's
No,
that
no.
easy.
You have to brainwash yourself into being confident and happy every day.
Yeah.
What else are we drinking aside from the Raleigh spiced rum?
Oh, yeah.
It's not a rum, it's
gin.
a gin, and it's by Cardinal. But yeah, we are
Cardinal.
drinking new stuff today.
I got me a coconut porter from Burial Brewing. And
Nice.
it's the coolest can I've seen. It's just a very scary panther.
It's a kick-ass can.
And it kind of like blends into the background, like, because it's all like darkness, but you can definitely see the eyes and the fang.
Yeah, it's a really
Like, if I
awesome
was like
can.
getting up in the middle of the night and I saw this can, I would be scared.
Rose was so kind to gift me with a couple of the Firestone Walker Frazzle Sasses.
Brussels ass.
That's apparently brewed in collaboration with Fontaflora. So that's really cool. And it's an amazing sour. Thank you. I'm really
Of
enjoying
course.
it.
You said you wanted to try it, and I had the opportunity.
I love fancy sours.
You're drinking
It
a
is
fancy
very
bottle,
fancy.
a fancy sour that came from a fancy bottle, and you put it in your fanciest. I want to say
It's a sour glass.
It's a
Sour
sour
glass.
glass.
It's a sour glass. Sour glasses are stemmed like wine glasses.
I was gonna say pimp chalice, but that works too.
I will accept that as well. Yeah,
Chalice,
that's fine.
yes. I've got an oldie but a newie. The Ace Brewery has returned, but I've got their Imperial Apple Cider High, which is 8.4%.
I was about to say that thing is crazy.
It is really good.
I think it's fantastic for people that are gluten intolerant that they have a higher ABV cider to drink.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
just people who don't like beer in general.
And it's got no sugar added.
Can you-
Gluten-free, vegan.
Can you tell it's like high ABV?
No.
So
It
that's
tastes-
just a booby trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've got 2 of them, and I plan on downing both of them tonight.
Yikes.
Yeah, Rose doesn't have to drive anywhere tonight, so
Strap in,
we're
folks.
consuming.
Woo!
Did everybody have a good day?
It was good.
It was surprisingly nice. I got to do nothing all day.
I'm so jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Brody, what are we talking about today?
We were talking about the Pixar movie that was debatably the most emotional because it's about emotions. Inside Out.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Inside Out. That teaches children that it's okay to be depressed.
Yep.
Yes.
Can't
Normalized being sad.
exactly normalize different emotions that aren't always pleasant.
And being able to, like, recognize when you need to release those emotions, because
That's ultimately the
Yeah.
the moral of it. You know, you got to feel what you got to feel.
Yeah, you gotta feel what you gotta feel, but also each emotion plays in a really important part of your life and your experience.
Which I like
Yep.
because like the whole point of it is to be sort of metaphorical, and you do kind of in like the opening narration you hear what everyone's like purpose is. Like fear
Yeah.
is about keeping you safe, and anger is about making sure that life is fair.
Yep.
Which is, you know, for psychologically speaking, correct. Yeah.
It's also slightly impulsive, though.
Well, depending on person to person, but like the general like purpose of the emotion that every man, woman, child, animal thing feels. You got joy, you got sadness, disgust, anger, and fear living inside of the head of our protagonist, in this
Riley.
case,
Riley.
a young girl whose family is moving from her home in Minnesota to San Francisco.
Yes.
They make up San Francisco to be so much worse than it actually is.
I'm actually sure it's pretty terrible. If you live in the city, yeah.
Yeah. If you live in the city,
sorry,
you're like
guys.
close to Oakland or something.
But, I don't know. I've never been, so
Yeah.
I can't say.
I've seen pictures and I know what people say about it and stuff.
It's pretty. It's hippy dippy.
It's gorgeous.
It's very scenic for this movie.
Scenic, yep.
Yeah. And Riley is struggling with the fact that everything about her life is new and is worried that she won't feel happy again. Makes the impulsive decision to go on a bus, but then ultimately realizes she needs to go back to her family.
Aww.
Yeah, we've all been there.
All the while, in her brain is a whole bunch of cartoon shenanigans with the actual emotions that pilot her.
Yes, and what's truly wonderful about this movie is the visual representations they use throughout Riley's brain to symbolize what is meaningful to her, what she's going through, and how her current emotional state affects her already existing memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole shtick of joy and sadness being transported to the long-term memory bank and just seeing this giant shelf of like different orbs that represent memories and
Oh
all
my
of them
God,
being
the
color-coded.
commercial.
I was just gonna say, how great is it, the long-term memory
Triple
bank, and
death
there's
jump.
like, yeah, la 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 la, triple income, yeah.
And then like the little worker guy is like, let's bring it up to headquarters just for a laugh.
yeah, let's give it another cycle
Oh my God.
through.
Yeah, they represent
Let's fuck with 'em.
intrusive thought.
Intrusive thought, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And I like they were just going, it's like, piano lessons, do we remember that? Nah.
Yeah, don't need it. Geography, fuck it.
The presidents,
Out the window.
we'll remember the fat one.
The fat one and like the second one.
The fat one, the second one,
The
and
14th
Obama.
one. Yep.
Everything else was good.
Yeah, everything else, fuck it. We don't need room for that in our brains.
It's all about this sort of like odyssey with these characters going through the different parts of her brain.
It is an odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they go through the islands that make up Riley's personality, which come from her core memories.
Yep.
Like she has Family Island and
Yeah.
Friendship Island, and I think there's like Goofball Island.
Yeah, and the whole time it's like the whole objective is to save them, but really, more or less, you're just watching them get destroyed.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, like, the whole thing with Joy being like, I have to keep her happy. I have to be happy all the time.
Yeah.
And I need to preserve this person is sort of like, it's sort of like what everyone kind of wants you to think is the good thing, but you later realize is the more
Yeah, it becomes
damaging
detrimental and like just how denying yourself to grieve over what you've lost in like such rapid transition. I really do like that, how it's represented through the conflict between happiness or joy and sadness.
Yeah.
Really quickly, should we give a quick character rundown of who plays what emotion? So, for those that haven't seen it, although I'm pretty sure everyone has seen this movie by now.
Yeah, if not, good one, please do.
Yep.
Joy herself is Leslie Knope, Amy Poehler.
It's Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler.
But she basically plays Leslie Knope.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, woman in charge, super positive.
Yeah, super positive, overbearing, likes to be in control.
Yep. Anger, which I think is like one of the best casting choices, is Lewis Black.
Yeah, Lewis Black
Oh
is
my
Anger is so
gosh.
good.
I
Whose
forgot about that.
entire like livelihood depends on the image of him being the cranky old man. Perfect.
Disgust is Mindy Kaling, which works really well.
Fear is Bill Hader.
Yes, it is.
Bill Hader is on like my big list of like.
He could have
nothing's
played
ever
every
bad.
emotion.
He could have. He
Yeah,
has
he
that
really could
range.
have.
Yeah, he's got the range and the chops to do so. And does anyone actually know what Sadness's real name is? Because we can't just say
I know. I was gonna say Phyllis from The
Phyllis
Office.
from The Office.
But that's so like.
I don't know her name. Sorry,
don't either.
Phyllis.
Yeah, looking it up.
Yeah, we gotta
Google
do
break.
a quick Google break.
I do like how like Anger he flares up because like he just isn't there a moment where he like basically turns into a fireball?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I also like that design too. Like you can actually see like the heat radiating off his head.
That is a really good homage to Hades from
Oh,
the
yeah.
Hercules because he does that too.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And just the term hot-headed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
and hot-headed,
yeah,
yeah.
hot-headed.
I looked up the name of the person that plays Phyllis. Her name is Phyllis.
No, it's not.
It's Phyllis Smith,
I love it.
but her name is in fact Phyllis.
It really suits her.
She's
She's
a
a
Phyllis.
Phyllis.
Yeah, she's a Phyllis, for sure.
I can't think of too many Phyllises.
I've never met one, I don't think.
That seems more like one of those like.
If I get a
old
cat,
person
I'm going to name
names.
her Phyllis.
Phyllis is nice.
Or Filbert.
Filbert.
Filbert. How about Phil?
My baby.
Well, we'll call him Philium.
He'll be Phil in the
Philium?
future.
Yeah, Philium.
Philium.
I love it. Oh no,
Here
I
are
love
my
it.
cats, Philium and Ronathan.
Brody, yes. I'm going to cry. Yes. That's what I want. That's the life that I want to... Or here's my two pugs. Ronathan and Philium. Brody's got the best look on his face.
I'm trying to think of more. Like
Yeah,
at
yeah.
this point, it's just getting to like the Game of Thrones naming convention, where you take a normal name and change one letter.
Yeah, I mean, it worked on that show and book, I guess.
Oh, here's
I
my
didn't
other
read the book.
cat, Nedward.
Oh, Nedward is good. Nedward is good.
Nedward and Fredward.
Do you guys have any favorite moments from this movie?
I would definitely say like the thing that unconditionally destroys me is Bing Bong.
Yeah.
Bing
Yeah.
Bong being the imaginary friend who is stuck in long-term memory.
Oh my god!
That you have
I
a
forgot
song.
about Bing Bong.
I have a Bing Bong mug.
And he's just bumming around.
Yeah, poor Bing Bong trying to make it
I
work.
forgot Brody.
Yeah, Bing Bong.
For those who
Fuck
aren't
you
familiar,
for-
Bing Bong is like a fantasy elephant.
Yeah, he
I don't-
is
yeah.
made of cotton candy, part cat, part elephant, part dolphin.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I think he
forgot.
like farts cotton candy or ice
He
cream.
cries, his tears are candy.
Thank you.
Yeah, his
Farting
tears
would have
are
been
candy.
funnier.
Yeah. But basically, him and Joy both get stuck in sort of like the the abyss of memories.
Yeah, the forgotten.
And at one point, he just makes like a sacrifice move to make sure that Joy doesn't get forgotten.
Yep.
And you just see him slowly fade away, and it's just like, take care of my girl. And it's just like, oh, fuck me. Bing bong.
Well, what do you think that says about, like, having to let go of some things from your childhood to move on with your life?
Oh, that's totally like the theme of this. Just
yeah,
like,
you gotta let go of some of that stuff to move forward as an adult.
Yeah, it's like the whole point of Joy, make peace with it. Like, Joy is trying to, like, preserve as much as possible, and arguably you can say the same thing about Riley. But ultimately, it's just, like, kind of letting parts of you die to, you know, grow anew.
Exactly.
I wouldn't say
it's like starting a forest fire to enrich the soil.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I wouldn't say die so much as move on.
Move on's a better term.
Because we didn't want Bing Bong to die. Because we meet
Well, we don't know that he's dead. I mean, he can't die. He's not real.
But, like
even within the realm of the...
But my feelings are real for Bing Bong.
Yeah, and they literally are in this.
Yeah. There are voices in my head telling me to be sad about Bing Bong.
Yeah.
And it's just like moving on.
Do you think some
accepting
people have
change.
no idea that, like, a voice in their head is actually, like, your inner monologue in yourself? Do y'all ever think about that?
I just have a running monologue.
Yeah. I just think more of it as like a to-do list. But I've heard like some
Yeah.
people just don't have an inner monologue at all.
Yeah, they just see pictures or something.
It's just pictures. When I first heard that, I thought it was just like, you know, quiet. And I'm just like, you lucky bastard.
Is it?
I couldn't live like that. I'm inside my head one of my own best friends. I don't know how I could do that.
Yeah.
I am constantly talking to myself up here.
Yeah, no. Is it weird that I can do both? That I can, like, think in pictures and, like, sound effects? Yeah. I'll explain that. But,
No,
like...
I'm sure like that's like, it's like associative, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Or maybe,
I
like,
can
there's,
do
like,
both.
some-
Well, I can, like, think of pictures, but I don't literally see pictures in my brain. And some people actually do.
Mm-hmm. It's called imagination.
Or
No, like
disassociative daydreaming, I think.
No, it's imagination.
I think for most people you could say it's disassociation, but there really are a small percentage of the population that see, like, actual visual images in their brain. And I think that's how a lot of people who have photographic memory. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that...
Yeah, like they have actual visual pictures in their brain.
Speaking of pictures in your brain, one of the things that it's kind of played off as a small detail, but like one of my favorite things in this movie and something that I think is good enough as an idea to actually like be a sequel is sort of like the Dream Studios.
Yes. Oh, can you explain the Dream Studios really quick to someone who's never seen
yes.
it?
So like
It's fucking genius.
one of the little corners of Riley's brain is a straight up movie studio that produces all of her dreams at night.
Yes.
And it's like me as a film nerd can just like point out everything that's going on there. It's like a C-stand with a bounce card on it, and there's a RE500 and shit like that. I'm just nerding.
But you're not
whenever I see
mentioning
stuff.
the best part.
Oh, the best part is they can put a filter over the camera. So instead of being these blobby workers, like they put on the filter and it's just like, and this is your teacher.
Yeah,
your mother.
it turns from like this incredibly like C production movie into like actual like experiences that Riley had.
And I love like the fake acting behind
Yes,
everything.
yes.
Or they're just reading their lines like, okay, and Riley, you are new to this school. Please tell us something about Minnesota.
Yeah, it's something like that.
What about the abstract thought chamber?
That one is just silly.
Wait, the abstract thought chamber? I
Yeah.
haven't...
It's like they just take a shortcut.
I think it's
yes.
literally used to just signify the journey that they're on, and like
Yeah.
it's cool animation wise.
I just saw it more as like a flex from Pixar's part. But it is like the lead up to my favorite Bing Bong line that just shows like how childish this imaginary friend is. And it's like CDANGER, shortcut.
Yes, that's a lot like the Finding Nemo escape.
Yeah, but then,
Escape.
Yeah,
and then they go in and they become abstract. They turn into 2D figures and linear and shit like that.
Yeah, everything you learned in the first art class you ever took, they turn into that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any other favorite moments?
When he at the very end, while they're doing like everyone else's little inner people head thing.
Yes,
Oh,
that's my
girl.
favorite part. Yeah.
Girl.
Girl. Oh yeah, that's 100% true.
Let's provide some context for that.
Oh yeah, very easily. Riley just bumps into a boy, and he's just bewildered, and you see like in his head just alarms blaring, and then like
All
everyone's
his
running around
emotions.
screaming, "Girl,
Yes.
danger!"
I'm in particular really a big fan of towards the end of the movie when we get to see the inside of Riley's mom and dad.
Yes.
Specifically Riley's mom, whose emotions will, when they're frustrated with their husband, will just flash like memories of like this like helicopter pilot, like this
really.
Latino man.
Can we take a minute and mention that like Riley's mom, Sadness, is in the control seat.
Oh yeah,
Riley.
Yes.
For Riley.
Riley's dad is
Is,
like
Anger. I think it's anger for Riley's dad.
So-
and they all have mustaches like him.
Yeah.
I think like the teacher is also supposed to be fear, or at least like designed to look like fear, because she's like lean and purple and shit.
Yeah.
I just thought that's so wonderful because everyone, I guess, has a different leading emotion they're maybe trying to accept. Maybe the dad needs to be more angry. Maybe the mom needs to show more sadness.
Yeah. Well, it's all about like, that's another thing I like. Like you see like this whole idea of like who's in control, because like the panel that they have at the beginning it's only designed for one. So there's just like a lot of crowding around, no elbow room or anything. At the end, when Riley's able to understand complex emotions, like things that are combinations of emotions, like you can see like everyone has control.
Yeah, you're right.
And I like how
Like a Power Ranger
we see
Zord.
the different control.
Is what my brain
panels
is.
We're
as
all
well.
Zords in this world.
Go Power Ranger. You can be. We're organic Zords.
Hell yeah. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Like each person, like how we're talking, like her mom, her dad, her boyfriend, I guess, the teacher. They all have different control panels as well. Like they're all set up slightly differently.
Yeah.
it's
The
very,
insides
really
look
cool.
different in because everybody's different on the inside,
Yeah.
Very true.
or at least in their brain. Not like inside your body. We're all pretty similar there.
Yeah. No, but I thought that was a really interesting detail.
So I had a thought earlier today that I don't think enough emotions were included in the panel. And I realize that it's a broad overview, but I had the idea of like love's not represented, or even curiosity, which I thought would be really interesting to do as like a spin-off with the adults, or even someone in their early 20s.
Like introducing new emotions.
Yeah, introducing new emotions and trying to regain your curiosity, enthusiasm for life.
Sorry to kind of take it away from Inside Out. I haven't seen it yet, but I feel like that's kind of addressed in Soul, though.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't.
Oh wait, I've seen some of Soul. It was okay. That's not really what's addressed in it.
No.
It's a little less. It's
Like
more about
finding your
existentialism. Well, yeah, it is about finding your passion, but also kind of like realizing yourself and life in general.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
passion is a conduit for understanding yourself. It's not really about like just the passion in general.
Although I
Okay.
will say, Soul is another like mature like Pixar movie.
I didn't
heard
think it
that.
was that good.
No.
No, it's not.
I wouldn't call it the A tier, but I
No,
thought
like
it was
the
okay.
first two acts are pretty good. It just way downhill after that.
Really?
I really like the
Yeah.
parts where it's just real life, where it's just.
It would have been a better
when
movie.
it's just the teacher trying to land a gig.
Yeah.
I feel like the supernatural stuff was kind of.
It was way more compelling.
I kind of took away from it, and the part where Tina Fey becomes the guy and the guy becomes the cat. I just kind of like rolled my eyes, like, oh god, is this what the movie is now?
I forgot
If they
about
switched
that.
genders, that would be cool. But I like at least for like an abstract thought piece. It's been done before, but it could be interesting. Anyways, I think it would be an interesting spinoff to have an older character try to reclaim their curiosity and passion for life. Because to me, most people my age that I meet, it's been stamped the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
It really has. Life beats a lot of people down, and they're still usually cheerful and joyful. Like they haven't lost a sense of joy. They just don't seek anything anymore.
They just don't have the curiosity to learn. or the curiosity to seek
Well-
something new.
Well, actually, if we're really going to get into that specific conversation, I don't think they don't have the curiosity to do it. A lot of people don't have the time because they have to work too much.
Yeah, they kind of like
People are extremely overworked, especially in America, and
Thanks, American
Yeah.
employment.
Thanks, America.
yeah, we're extremely overworked. So finding time to do stuff that,
Land of the free?
yeah, question mark. Finding the time to do that stuff gets really difficult when you feel like you don't have enough free time to even just do the bare minimum.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that could be interesting, like a millennial set piece for the Inside Out.
That's a big question I had, sort of like going into a lot of like the recent, more mature themes that have been shown in Pixar. It's just like, has Pixar kind of like matured with its audience? And I was thinking about this because at a certain point, Toy Story 3 and Monsters University
Yes.
were both kind of about all the people who were like super young when Pixar first started off and are like lifelong fans. At that time, were also going to college, so it's like, hey, let's make movies about going to college. And now it's just sort of the idea where it's like all of these millennials are still hooked on Pixar.
Yeah.
It should be addressed somewhere. I mean, Pixar, Disney in general, but especially Pixar, is usually pretty good about captivating all age groups. Mm-hmm. It's a real big skill.
But they
of theirs.
really sink their hooks in the millennials.
Yeah, I feel like they're
as they
just
should. We're the
waging-
nostalgia generation.
Fuck yeah.
We grew up with them, but I feel like right now Pixar is just waging a war against us.
Yes. Like, let's
Or-
unpack all those emotions.
Like we have Inside Out, we've
Yep.
got Soul,
Soul,
Turning Red.
Turning Red, Coco.
Coco.
Oh my God, Coco.
Coco
makes me
destroys
cry.
me on
I-
such a deep level.
Is your grandma dead? Good. Coco.
Yeah.
No, it's not even like. Oh my God. Me personally, Coco makes me cry.
Dude,
So like.
to borrow a phrase, they unzip me.
Yeah, it unzips me.
Oh my God.
Bro, like watching like
It's the end scene with the grandma.
Grandma
Yeah.
Coco singing and remembering like the lost love she had, and it's like, you
Well, not
unzip
even
me.
her lost love. It's her father.
father.
Yeah.
Yeah, her.
Because her mom's like stamping it out. She goes, "You don't remember your father. We don't talk about him."
Mm-hmm.
And then Miguel's just like singing the song that she hasn't heard sung in years, and she goes, "That's my papa." and I'm
her
just
dad
like,
wrote it
My
for her.
papa.
Dad
Oh,
loves
God.
her. He was killed.
You unzip
He
me,
was
Doc.
killed because he was a talented songwriter.
and wanted to leave because he missed his family.
Is that the only murder we've seen in Pixar?
Oh,
No.
I thought you were about to say Disney, and I was like, no.
Oh, you kidding me? People, they're murking fools left and right in Disney.
They really are.
But like, as malicious assassination, is that like what takes the
I'm
cake?
trying to think.
That's probably one of the most brutal. No, because no, it's Disney. Never mind. I was gonna say when Dr. Facilier is dragged.
Oh, in the
To drag to
like
hell.
the voodoo hell.
Voodoo Hell, yeah. But that's Disney, not Pixar. Shit.
That's still pretty intense, though.
That was intense.
Are you talking about The Princess and the Frog?
Yes. The last, like, hand-drawn animated film that Disney will ever do because it's so fucking expensive.
But like the engine they're running is like so photorealistic nowadays.
Yes.
Like I think even like Luca, like
Luca.
They-
Oh, I forgot about Luca.
that's another thing they like to do. I wouldn't say it's as emotional as the other ones we talked about.
No,
but
it's
the
really
one thing that
not.
I think Pixar does really well is they know when to sort of cartoon up some characters, but also be super photorealistic for backgrounds and stuff.
I still am not a huge fan of the face proportions of most Pixar characters.
Oh yeah, it's silly.
It's not even like, because I like silly, I like anime. Like I just
feel
don't,
like
I think it lacks artistic style.
I think
feel like
Inside
it's
Out
just-
was pretty good about
Yeah.
having their human characters.
Inside
look
Out did a
human.
really good job of it.
Yeah, but they also used those proportions to their high, like, to me at least, from watching it once or twice, like, to their highest advantage, though.
Well, yeah, though in every animated movie or show, the way the characters are designed say something about them. Either if you're using round lines or straight or jagged lines, tall and skinny, short, stout. They
Yeah.
all say something about the character.
That's
Yeah.
another thing I really like, just like overall production of like
Are you talking about the little fuzzies all over the emotion skin?
the fuzzies are so nice.
It's amazing.
And it's like you just want to like squeeze them, and you know they'd be. Soft.
You feel like there would be like slight electricity, but then like total warmth and happiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also just like the way like they use these designs to sort of trick you into already kind of knowing what's going on. Like if you see someone wearing a purple shirt, you know what they're feeling. Like they're feeling scared.
Yeah.
And that kind of translates in I guess we can call it a climactic scene where Riley's going on the bus and she can't feel any of her emotions and is just wearing black.
Yeah.
I've said it before, I think, but like that's the true way of showing depression. Not being I'm feeling very sad right now.
Well, you don't feel anything.
You're not feeling anything.
Yeah, they displayed it really well. I know from my own personal struggles with depression, I always equate it to being like lost in a fog that you didn't know you were in until you're like way past it.
Yeah. It sneaks up on you.
It sneaks up on you and you don't even know what's happening. But it's different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So we've also have had a fun idea to do like a little exercise here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys could cast your own hypothetical emotions that pilot your brain ship, who would they be?
Oh yeah, we saw a couple of memes about this and realized our favorite thing to do now is just come up with fantasy casts.
It's so much fun.
And we just kind of all thought of our own ideas for the emotions in our head and who would play them. Anywho's, let's get back to it. Let's start off with Joy.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to say who we cast, and then we just have to say why. And if it's a specific person that you correlate to another character, you may explain that.
You gotta explain that.
that.
All right. I'm just gonna go first. Me, for Joy, I went straight to Jack McBrayer.
It's fucking perfect.
He has such like that perfect, always happy face, and if you've seen 30 Rock, you know how happy-go-lucky Kenneth is. Even if it's like...
He's even happy-go-lucky and forgetting Sarah Marshall when he doesn't know how to make love to his wife.
Oh yeah, he's a goon. Mm-hmm. He's a straight-up happy goon. And you can't really break that. I don't think I've ever seen him not smile.
No.
Maybe it's just the way his
Never.
teeth are.
My Joy is extremely self-explanatory. I chose Dolly Parton.
Of course.
Of course.
She has her own theme park. Of course it's hot.
I know.
She's
She's got so many different things going for her.
Bro, we gotta go to that theme.
We gotta go to Dollywood, baby.
Yeah,
I've been
man.
wanting to forever. Let's go to Pigeon Forge. That's another episode. We
One frame off, hits the road.
we really should. We can set up mics in the car while we're driving. It'll be horrible.
We can wear the little, we can wear the little shirt mics.
Little lapels.
The lapels.
I know a guy who can hook me up with those.
That would be cool, actually. I don't think I've ever seen that be done before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is going to be a surprise to anyone, considering how much I love his character.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
I love Loki. I actually really love his performance in other content, like movies, otherwise. He just brings me so much joy.
Tom Hiddleston really is just like your boy prince.
I love him to death in a very platonic way. Like
He's a charmer.
He is such a Prince Charming. Oh.
In a platonic way.
In a platonic way, he's wonderful. He
Yeah.
brings me so much joy, so he would be my joy.
From joy to sadness, I personally went with Timothée Chalamet. He just has such that...
He's a sad Victorian boy.
He's a sad Victorian boy.
Sad Victorian boy.
He's a sad Victorian boy,
He looks
but
like he
also
needs
an
a sandwich.
e-boy. He needs a sandwich and a hug.
Yeah, e-boy though, you're right.
Yeah. Have y'all seen Beautiful Boy?
No.
Beautiful Boy was, I think it's on Amazon. It's him as he's a recovering drug addict, and his father's played by Steve Carell. It's one of the...
Oh, I've heard of it.
It's just like such a sad, heartbreaking movie about like a father and son and just like how much those two can actually do for one another.
And how much they can probably ruin each other as well.
Oh yeah, that too.
So my sadness is a Sarah Paulson, but specifically Sarah Paulson from American Horror Story.
Mm.
You know, that classic cry.
Oh yeah.
Are we all familiar?
Yes.
That's how I have my mental breakdowns, guys. I Sarah Paulson on my kitchen floor.
It's not one of those sexy cries where it's like a single tear.
No.
It's straight up.
It's like straight up ugly crying.
It's bad.
It's ugly.
It's
You're on the
cleansing,
floor.
though.
You got bugs coming out.
The bugs are everywhere. My makeup is all over my face.
Yeah.
Like, but it's cathartic. Once a year, guys. Once a year.
Once a year, allow yourself like just open the floodgates.
An ugly kitchen or bathroom floor cry. And you'd be
Scream.
surprised how good you feel a couple minutes later, and you're like, all right, I handled that, and just move
Well, you
on.
let it out. Because, like, at that point, you've just been holding back a torrent of emotions and just, like, letting yourself cry. It's like...
It's
a
easier
relief.
to accept whatever's
Yes.
going on.
Exactly.
For me, it's more because of his voice. Tom Hanks. He just has this, like, voice of sadness.
So I'm thinking in particular of Philadelphia, which I don't know if you've seen.
Not personally.
No, not
Okay,
really.
that's the sad
It's
Tom
one-
Hanks I'm thinking of.
It's one of the few movies...
You're
from Tom
thinking
Hanks.
of Forrest Gump, though, right?
Yes.
I think you can also
Can we just take
Oh,
a
no,
moment? Can we just take a
well-
moment that in Rose's brain is Forrest Gump is sadness?
Look, you will not... Okay, to be fair, I'm going to jump right down to Hungry is Will Ferrell. Because we have compared me so much to Buddy the Elf.
No, you jump straight to Hunger. We have to go in order.
Oh, okay, I'll cut
We're
that
not
then.
even going in order anymore, but...
We are.
What do you mean we are? We're doing
You
the main-
put us
we're
off
doing-
track.
Yeah, we're doing... You're one off. You can't be off right
Whatever. I'll cut it out and go back to
now.
anger.
Why would you cut it out? You can't be off. So, everyone disregard what Rose just said.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
Fuck you, spoilers.
That's what we're for, though!
Fuck you, spoilers for our own show while we're making it.
So let's just do anger. Brody, take the lead.
Anger, I went with... You good there?
Oh, gosh. Go.
I made Rose drink gin. Let's go. Let's continue.
For anger, I just went with someone who is very near and dear to our hearts if we love television, who had like a solid year where she was on top of everything. It's Jane Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really like Glee, but I did like Jane Lynch in that.
Jane
and then
Lynch
like
is good.
and then like every other role has just been like the perfect snarky attitude mama. And even like a little something for a future episode coming up. Her role in Marvelous Miss Maisel as like this snooty,
Yes.
like higher than everyone actor.
Oh, she's so good at that.
Oh, dude,
But she wears the fat suit and does like a pandering comedian.
and she always has this
act.
butler around her. And she
Yep.
recently, in the most recent season, she's in a mental ward.
What?
She
Oh,
lost
thank
her
God, She
mind.
deserves it.
Oh, my God.
She's a
What?
terrible woman.
She said it was a good career move to have a mental breakdown. And it's just like, so did you have one? It's just like, hey.
Did I?
Wouldn't you
Didn't
like
I?
it?
You'll never know.
So yeah, Jane Lynch is angry.
My anger is Bill Burr.
No further explanation
I don't have to
needed.
say anything else. The man angry rants every day on YouTube.
Yeah. For the same reason why Lewis Black was perfect for anger, Bill Burr.
Yeah, like if Lewis...
And Bill Burr's more red.
Yeah, so if Lewis Black weren't available, I'm pretty sure Bill Burr was on the short list.
Oh yeah.
There's no way he wasn't.
So I had two options. My official one, I'll go ahead and tell you, is Gordon Ramsay.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great anger.
Oh,
but,
it's how do you think he makes his money?
He'd be good at
He-
with Disgust, too.
He would be a great, yeah. But
Yeah.
anger, he's like, on camera, Gordon Ramsay's like presented as this really angry, like, I'm yelling in your face kind of person.
Oh, that's so just the American version too, though.
Yeah.
Have y'all actually seen like his show in the UK?
I've seen his show
From
in the
what
UK.
I've seen,
It's
most
so-
reality television in the UK that isn't like the Geordie Shore stuff,
Yeah.
it tends to be a little more positive and less competitive.
Positive, tranquil.
Yeah, but he's not screaming in their faces, though.
Oh no, he's having fun with them.
My second choice was Will Smith.
Will Smith. Do we want to explain or just?
No, I don't think we need
It's the
to.
slap heard across the world, people. I'm not trying to date this episode.
Keep my wife's name
Out of your fucking mouth.
Disgust. This is one where it's like,
This was hard.
this was so easy
This
for
one,
me.
yeah, this one was easy for me.
And I am so happy with the person I picked to play the embodiment of my level of persnickety disgust. Is Larry David.
Yep.
Larry
Yep,
David.
yep.
Larry David is like.
It's your spirit animal of
I was
sorts.
gonna say father.
I'm so glad I did not take a sip there.
I want to grow up to be Larry David.
I
Just
kind of do too.
the extreme version of the man yelling at the kids on his lawn, but
Get
also
off
with
I
my
like,
want
lawn.
a sandwich named after me at a deli.
and I want it to be whitefish and bagel and stuff like that.
We don't want it to be whitefish, but
I want whitefish. Whitefish is delicious.
whitefish is delicious, personally, but it's too similar to what's his face's sandwich? Ted Danson.
Oh, Ted Danson had the good sandwich
Yeah.
though.
Oh, who else had whitefish that pissed him off? It was his other buddy.
It was probably someone else Jewish, and he got
don't know.
upset about that.
That's a
but-
perfect choice for you.
Larry David as just like not even like always being like repulsed by everything, but just sort of like being aware of how outlandish some things are and not afraid to challenge it.
I picked Paul Rubens for Disgust. The character I had in mind in particular, my thought process was less about who portrays me as a Disgust. I think, as you guys know, there's really not that much that actually like bothers me on that level.
Yeah.
Like there kind of just isn't. But the spleen in Mystery Men is the most disgusting character of all time. For those that are not familiar, his superpower is the power of shooting farts across a room. And I'm not kidding. And for those that haven't seen Mystery Men, I think I've talked about it once before. Super fucking underrated movie. Mm-hmm. Anyways, spleen. Spleen's my disgust. So it's not even just Paul Rubens, it's fucking spleen.
It's a silly choice, but it's a good one.
It's
Mine
so
is
appropriate.
mainly because, once again, like, the actor can play it. Sandra Bullock. I feel like she would be a good disgust.
I feel like it's not too far off from what they did with getting Mindy, what's her face?
Mindy
Oh,
Kaling,
yeah.
Mindy Kaling, yeah.
Well, what about the proposal, that movie? She's like constantly disgusted in that movie. She's like a uppity bitch that, you know.
Yeah.
She's so good at just playing the character who's like in a wacky situation but aware of of how silly everything is.
So, yeah, that she can do it very well.
I believe so. Last up on the Pixar side is Fear.
Oh my gosh. Bruh.
I went like very simple with mine. I just thought Michael Cera
It's perfect.
can't really play anything else other than the anxious little
George
twerpy
Michael.
guy. George Michael and
George
Scott
Michael.
Pilgrim together is
Yeah.
enough fear for anyone. Enough fear and insecurity to like really sell at home.
I picked Heather Langenkamp. She is Nancy from the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Yeah, I was originally thinking about like someone from a slasher movie who is like, because like you know how every slasher movie is just like, you know, people got the job because they're really good at screaming.
Yeah, Scream Queens.
Scream Queen.
Our Scream Queens. I was gonna do Neve Campbell as Sydney Prescott, but she's not as fearful as Nancy comes across.
All right.
I mean, either way, I don't think I would handle either of those situations well.
Mine is Jay
Baruchel?
Baruchel, Baruchel.
He's in the Jason Segel, Seth Rogen crew. Knocked up.
He's also, I'm thinking specifically though for Fear was
This is
How
the
to
End.
Train Your Dragon.
Mm-hmm. He's the
Not-
main guy.
Yeah, he's the main
Hiccup.
voice actor for Hiccup. And it's like Hiccup's transformation from being like almost timid and very like, he's the scrawniest one in his village. Everybody like looks down on him or really doesn't. I don't know. They just are like, Hiccup is always screwing things up and is almost afraid to like show who he really is.
I don't know if y'all remember this. Did y'all ever see a show called Man Seeking Woman?
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
It's the same actor, and it's just like about him trying to go out, but like all the humor is very absurdist, subjective.
Yeah, I've only seen like a few episodes of that one, but yeah.
It didn't really stick with me, but like him playing that like nervous character,
Yeah,
going
he's
out
like
on all
very
these
nervous,
dates.
but then in like later, for another reason why I picked him was because like, yeah, I'm really afraid to do this thing, but I think I can do it. So fear kind of drives him to do what he thought wasn't possible.
Well, it's kind of like what I've seen from the actual movie, and it's like we were talking about who is the lead emotion. Mm-hmm. In the case for Riley, everyone was assuming it was joy, but when you
Yep.
see like the parents, it's like you even called it out, like sadness was controlling the mother, anger was controlling the father.
Mm-hmm.
Or so are you asking what our lead emotions would be?
Yeah, what would your lead emotion be?
That's a hard one because I have a lot of joy in
Oh,
my
fear
life.
for me, 100%.
You? Fear?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Mine
Alright.
would probably be.
I don't know what you guys think about me, but it would be fear.
Yeah. I'm sadness. In a good way.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's
Sad
more-
boys.
Sad boys 2022.
Sad boys. Sad boys.
Yeah.
Gonna cry. Gonna cry.
Are you gonna auto-tune that?
I could.
You should.
You should.
I'll do it
Yeah.
right now. Sad boys. Sad boys.
Yeah.
Gonna cry. Gonna
Are
cry.
you gonna auto-tune that?
I love it, Roddy. For me, it would probably be like a mix of happy and sad, like joy.
You gotta pick one.
Somber.
Only one person can sit. in this.
Anxiety.
No, wait. That's kind of the
No.
point of the movie, though.
It
They
would
have
be
they have the
like-
combined emotions at the
Yeah,
end.
no, mine would be
No,
like more
one
anxiety.
person's in charge.
Then what?
It's not fear. Fear is
Fear
anxiety.
Fear then?
Yeah.
Anxiety?
How is anxiety not fear? It's horrible fear
Yeah.
about things that you can't control or change. It's terrible.
But it's also the anxiety that you feel before you do something great, though. It's like you
It's
know
still
that you-
fear.
That's.
It's still
like
fear.
I think like the point of it is like fear isn't really supposed to be overwhelming. Like
Yeah.
they said, fear is
Fear
supposed to be
doesn't
just
have be
keeping you
something
safe.
bad.
Yeah.
But it's still
Yeah.
fear.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I guess
still fear.
my leading of the core four?
Five.
Five. The core five, then mine would be fear or anxiety.
All right.
All
Two
right, so-
two fears and a sad.
Yeah. We're like really mental health positive on this show, guys.
Oh yeah.
So we already what did we jump into? You
We
did
spoiled it a
nine?
little bit with hunger.
Hunger.
Okay, so who was your hungry again, Rose?
Will Ferrell, because we keep referring, because I have a massive sweet tooth, and we keep referring to Buddy the Elf
Yeah.
as like my.
Rose is Buddy the Elf.
I am.
As you drink your second super hard cider,
It says no sugar added on it though.
but it's sweet.
Very sweet. You want to try this? Give
No,
us-
I'm good.
I'll try
Or
some.
You want to try
It'll
some?
ruin my palate at this point.
Yes, actually it would.
Even though I've had tons of spiced gin and various sours, I can't do that.
No, let's not. Let's keep your.
Yeah, no, that's scary. That's scary.
It's
Because like
it's already so sweet. You don't need any more fucking sugar.
just for reference, the porter I'm drinking is 6.5 and is very rich in alcohol.
Mine
my
is
goodness.
That you
1.4.
can't taste.
My sour I have now is 4.75.
That's very casual. That's not bad.
That's like how I live my life, really casually, with
Mm-hmm.
a lot of beer.
It
Anyways,
doesn't say what the sugar content is.
It's not
which-
going to. They're
It's
not
not
going to
going
put the
to.
calories on those cans. No one would ever drink them.
no. Anyways, that's Rose's hungry. Jess, who's your hungry?
Oh God, Guy Fieri, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Because I hate myself. But I really I just want to eat some trash can nachos.
Oh, dude, fucking trash can nachos.
Trash
actually.
can nachos.
Despite having the worst name ever, is such like
Oh
a
God,
fun
what is
thing.
it? Driver.
It's a fun
what is it?
presentation.
Drive-ins.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I watch Food Network.
Yeah, I watch Food Network when I'm high all the time. In fact, the bulk of how I know how to cook is from getting stoned and watching Food Network as a teen.
Hell yeah.
You can learn stuff, guys.
For me, my choice for hungry was Action Bronson.
Yep, perfect.
That's
'Cause
perfect for you.
I love his
'Cause
cook.
Fuck, that's delicious.
Fuck That's Delicious is a perfect food show because like so much of the food show stuff is
Super
traveling.
pretentious.
Yeah. But like
It's
he
pretentious.
goes up to the pretentious restaurants just like, "Oh man, that's some really fucking good cheese and duck." But then like he also goes to like the diners,
Hole-in-the-wall
drive-ins and
Asian
dives
place.
or even like a sandwich shack on the boardwalk and it's just like, "Oh dude, this is just as delicious as that foie gras I ate last week."
Yeah, I like any food personality that actually eats stuff that you want to eat on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
And his whole crew is there.
Okay, moving on. This is really appropriate for what's going on right now. Drunk.
My drunk
emotion.
drunk emotion is me.
Oh,
It is right
wait,
now.
can I
But
share?
if you had to pick a pilot, who would it be, Brody?
Oh, dude, Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Pete Davidson drinks like that, but like just seeing the personality
You
of
can
it
switch
all.
to drunk stoned if you want.
Drunk/stoned, inebriated.
Yeah,
inebriated.
yeah, inebriated.
So Pete Davidson, just like funny but chill.
I like Pete
I love Pete Davidson.
I love Pete Davidson. I think he's wonderful. He's a great personality.
Ooh, me is Jack Black.
Oh yeah, you're here for a party.
I am here for a fucking party.
Also,
Well, here's
Rose
the
does a
thing.
really good air guitar. You guys won't be able to see it right now, but it's really good.
No, so like for me, I feel like inebriated Jack Black would either party like there's no tomorrow, or he'd pass out like.
I
dead tomorrow.
guarantee you he gets super angry.
That's a question. Does Jack Black even like drink or anything like that? I'm sure
I
back in
don't
his
know.
Tenacious D party
Can we
days.
tweet him?
Yeah, we can
Let's do
try.
it.
Don't we have a Twitter?
We do.
We have a Twitter.
We should tweet him.
Let's tweet Jack Black.
We're
Day
gonna tweet
one,
Jack Black.
tweeting Jack Black until he responds. Do
Yes.
you drink?
Do you drink? Do you party?
Yeah.
What do you drink? No, you know what? We
Do you
should
like
ask him-
podcasts?
Do you like podcasts? Do you like being on podcasts? Do you like guest starring on podcasts? Dude, if we got Jack Black on this podcast, I would quit. I would be like,
No, you wouldn't.
You
No, you
wouldn't?
wouldn't. You would spend 3 days re-editing your resumes.
Yeah. No, you're
No,
right.
we
I'd
should-
brag about it
you
to
know what we
everyone.
should-
I would too. My drunk personality is Chelsea Handler.
Yep.
Because my girl loves vodka just as much as I do. She smokes an insane amount of pot, and she asks the weird questions.
Yes. The important
Yeah.
questions that nobody else is brave enough to ask.
I don't know if they're important, but I kind of just don't care. Either way.
Jess, you touched on something earlier that I kind of want to touch a little more on, and that's the emotion of curiosity.
Yes.
So who would be your curiosity?
Well, I had a really hard time thinking about it, so I kind of just picked someone that like I idolized as a child that was like a symbol of curiosity, and I went with Steve Irwin.
Very positive choice.
Yeah, very positive choice. I would also like to add in that like much like other emotions we were discussing earlier, actually trying to bracket curiosity into a feeling that already exists within the Pixar emotions, like I can't.
It's very hard to do. But I feel
Because
like
it's not always a joyful experience.
No.
That's true. It's more, I guess there could be some level of anxiety to it, or at least
Yeah.
anticipation.
yeah,
Potentially.
anticipation,
But it is an
disappointment,
important trait.
disappointment, anticipation.
Disappointment is
Part of
anxiety
it.
and fear. Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Steve Irwin. Who's next?
For me, I picked Keith Stanfield.
I don't know who that is.
He plays Darius on Atlanta.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
And he just plays, he's so good at playing like that down to earth hippie, but also at the same time like he gets things way beyond human comprehension.
Some people are just like that.
Some people are just like that.
Where like you don't really think there's a lot to them like deeper than their surface value, and then you just sit and have one conversation with them one day and
Yeah.
you're like, oh fuck.
Especially like the way he plays certain characters. It's like the type of person who you could follow them for one day and you would live more than you would in that 1 month.
Some people,
Yeah.
yeah. It's all subjective, though. There would be things that they could do with you that they would think are like, wow, this is really therapeutic or self-healing or,
Yeah.
altruistic. Like stuff like maybe is an overt adventure, but is still worthwhile.
True.
So it's all about perspective, guys.
My curiosity kind of stems from me growing up with this actor, Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Because I grew up with him as Han Solo, Indiana Jones.
I was going to say Indiana Jones
Indiana
seems
Jones,
very
yeah.
much
Indiana
like
Jones, yeah.
Harrison Ford as an individual, though, would have fit really well into Disgust.
Disgust or
Yeah.
anger, yeah.
Disgust and anger.
Disgust.
Or both. Yeah.
Or both.
Harrison Ford at a Star Wars convention would have been Disgust.
Yeah, you have to, only him there.
Did you?
It
I
doesn't
think
count.
I think Rose sent me that, where it was just like
Yeah.
a clip where someone's like, "Here's my Lego Millennium Falcon. Could you please sign it?" And then he's just like pretends he just like does a fake out and is just like, "Whoops!" and then just throws it on the ground. It's like, "I dropped it."
He did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, you want to know what, though? How many times? Look, people are always going to say the same thing. Like, you could be good to your fans. Like, how long has he been fucking doing this? When does
Oh,
this man
yeah.
get a break from, like, Star Wars circle jerks?
No, even when he's with his family, he doesn't get a break. Because there was a story where,
No
like,
celebrity gets a break even with their family.
Harrison Ford is
My
very...
sympathy is almost non-existent. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Harrison Ford is very much of the mind that his characters die with him. So when he dies, they're dead. Like, he's gone out onto, like, the fans and said, if any, like, there are any reboots of this character when I'm dead, those
They've
are
already
not.
rebooted Han Solo.
Kind of.
What do you
They
mean,
did-
kind of?
they
It's a
did
whole new
very-
person.
No, they did.
But they
it
didn't really
young
kill him
Solo.
off for
They
it.
didn't kill him off for it. That was like the story of him.
You know what? I'm disgusted by that. He has no ownership over any of those characters other than he played
really
them.
doesn't.
Also,
Like he's a fucking narcissist.
Also, he says that from a mansion that from checks he paid off with by
Yeah.
playing
And like
Han
maybe
Solo.
Indiana Jones I can get because I kind of can't think of anybody
I
else that
can't
could
really
do it.
think of-
But
'cause
Han
Shia
Solo,
Well, no, Shia LaBeouf was supposed
He tried.
to... He tried, but it didn't work out.
Are you kidding me? Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is one of the worst fucking movies ever made.
It's hysterical.
It's terrible.
It's hysterical.
It's aliens. It's fucking aliens in an Indiana Jones movie. Who in the shit thought that was going to be a good idea? I'm not even fucking kidding.
But it's
Who
also...
thought that would land?
George Lucas?
I don't think he was involved.
No,
George
George
Lucas is
Lucas
chugging
sold
Diet
it.
Cokes in a dark room somewhere.
No. So, Brody, this is after George Lucas sold Lucasfilms
Oh, that's right.
to Disney.
So
What I
not
said
George
still
Lucas.
stands. He was probably still chugging Diet Cokes in a dark room somewhere.
It's just constant.
Me and George Lucas have a lot in common.
Just chilling.
All right, Harrison Ford, though.
Yeah.
It's my curiosity.
Next emotion, we kind of were thinking about like love and stuff like that, but we just kind of landed generally on passion. I'll just say my passion first because I'm very excited by it. Lizzo.
Yeah.
Lizzo expresses love for everyone and everything around
But
her.
most importantly, herself.
Most importantly, herself. Thank you,
Can I
Jess.
go?
Amen.
Can I go next? Because
Sure.
mine is like an oddball that I don't think anybody would really think about.
Okay.
Most popularly known as Jacksepticeye, Sean McLaughlin, because he has a lot of passion for his work. He loves the life that he's made for himself and has just like so much energy for the work that he's done.
All right.
So
I mean, he loves what he do. He
He
loves
loves
what he
what he
does.
does.
I think a lot of people know who Jacksepticeye is at this point.
Yeah, but they don't
If
know
not
his
from just
name.
like super following him, at least knowing like, oh, the Let's Player. Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
Let's Player.
A ton of people know who he is. He's
He did-
extremely popular.
Yeah.
He gets tens of millions of views on videos. Like, he's pretty popular.
He's also like
Yeah.
an entrepreneur.
It's kind of a
has
big
he-
Yeah, he's
deal.
got a
He
coffee
has
company.
two-
He's got
he's got-
Cloak Brand.
Yeah, he's got Cloak Brand, Top of the Morning Coffee.
Which, by the way, great marketing name.
Have
Yeah,
you
'cause
tried
he
the
opens
coffee?
up all his videos of Top of
Yeah.
the Morning. No, I'm not going to try his fucking coffee.
I will buy you guys coffee next time I buy hot chocolate from it. 'Cause
Nice.
His hot chocolate is fucking amazing.
I love how
But
much
no-
of a stan you are for the people that you adore, but I would prefer to try the hot chocolate.
You want the hot chocolate? 'Cause
Yeah, I'd rather have the hot chocolate than the coffee.
I've actually.
I'll do the coffee.
Brody,
You'll
it's
do the
grounds.
coffee?
I'm a coffee guy.
Okay, it's grounds.
Yeah.
I'm actually planning on buying his hot chocolate again in like a month. So next time I'll add some.
I couldn't
Next
think of
time.
anyone for passion. I just went with Lady Gaga because
Lady Gaga.
she
is
seems to
so
be extremely
wonderful.
passionate and
She
talented.
do be lovely.
Yeah, she do be doing all those things, and she sings with passion. But like truth be told, like I don't fucking know, man. You know what is more important to me than passion? Obligation. I picked for my obligation role like the working father in the Midwest with 6 kids that supports his family.
Oh yeah.
I
Steve
like that
Miller.
guy. Yeah, Steve Miller. This one's for you, man.
You're in my head.
You're in my head every day.
We got one more emotion.
We got one more, and I got a really good one.
What's the emotion, real quick?
Insanity.
Insanity. Who you got to represent insanity?
Willem Dafoe.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
He's great. He's just like all
Oh,
over.
he would have been good for passion though too. His monologues in The Lighthouse are to die for.
The light.
That's
I
true.
forgot
Like
about
full
The
body
Lighthouse.
chills.
But no, I was thinking specifically his just performance of the Green Goblin, because that's how I know
That's
him.
insanity right there.
That's insanity, but like I grew up with him as the Green Goblin.
Oh my god, you need to see Antichrist. I mean, I'm not gonna let you watch it because it's horrible for you, but
Mm-hmm.
oh my god.
Yeah.
For insanity, I went with my boy Nicolas Cage.
Yep.
We all know Jess is a big fan of practical effects and body horror, and that's what my man has been doing well over the past few years.
Also, if you haven't been blessed with enough Nicolas Cage freak
I
out
love
scenes,
him.
there you gotta experience at least 5 before you die.
Everybody
Oh, what
needs to
is-
watch Mandy, and if you haven't watched Mandy, and I know it came out years ago, but also something similar is The Color from Outer Space. If no one's seen it, you gotta fucking see it. When directors, especially indie directors, let Nick Cage be Nick Cage, and you just write it into your script, it's gonna be amazing.
I got my pick for Insanity to close this all out. Insanity, Eric Andre, duh.
Yeah.
Just his entire shtick, both in his comedy and his actual show, is just trying to be the craziest motherfucker possible.
Do we have any other final thoughts for the day?
Inside Out.
Ew.
Great movie. I'm thinking if you're still adult hooked on Pixar, try and think of like when they really got you.
I know.
I do really think about that.
They got me with Toy Story. I know that.
Just think about that, like how this sort of group of creators have sort of matured their content, knowing that
emotionally
they're
manipulated me for decades.
Oh my gosh, stop attacking the millennials with all this emotional shit.
We get it. We're traumatized.
And you're trying to help us, like, overcome our trauma, but please.
I'm not traumatized. And I don't think all trauma has to be overcome. You can accept it to an extent and still carry it with you.
Yeah, you live with it.
You live with it.
Yes.
People always say this shit, like you've got to overcome it and accept it.
You stuff
and
it down.
That's
learn from
where
it.
I'm at.
You
Like,
don't. You can carry it fucking with you. Just make sure you're not overburdened.
You stuff it down. You keep an eye on it.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
Keep
Put it in
an
a box.
eye on
Keep an
it.
eye on it. You know. We
Some
said
things
this
like that are
about
true. Like some
body
things-
positivity. You don't
Yeah.
have to be mental health positive all the time.
No, you
Yeah.
can take a break.
As long as you aren't gonna self-harm or hurt someone around you.
Yeah. This movie really just does kind of show like you can work on your mental health, and if nothing else, it provides a nice metaphor to sort of simplify some things that could be overwhelming.
Who's piloting your brain right now?
Oh,
Are you guys
sadness.
Are you guys all like really fucking aware of that at this moment?
I think
Now you
like
are.
I think like there's an existential crisis going on up there between my emotions, and they don't know what to say.
Oh my gosh,
Can
we should do an episode about existential crisis because I've overcome multiple, and
Yes.
it's hard work. And actually, more so than your mental health, conquering and addressing existential dread is actually way more important than anything else we've actually discussed today. But that's
It's
for
hard
another
work.
episode.
Yeah,
No,
it's right.
So hard.
It's hard work, but you know what? You can do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
You know what else you can do? You can write to us at oneframeoff@gmail.com. That's oneframeoff@gmail.com. Also follow us on social and send us some smoke signals.
Send us smoke signals. Tell us who pilots your brain.
Yeah.
Also, guys, like everything's gonna be okay. Kim Kardashian's gonna die too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, Jess.
Why? It makes seriously. Everything's fine, guys.
If you have any other celebrities that you think would make better emotions for your head,
Or that you want to die.
then call someone other than us. We're not qualified to help you out in that scenario, but
We're
there
not
are
mental health professionals.
but there are some out there. You should call them. Please do.
Should we link
We
a
can link it-
suicide hotline in this?
Yes, we
I
can.
think that's a little
We
morbid.
should. No, we should if we're doing
No.
that.
I'm just
Look,
gonna.
it's out there. It's an option.
We're not gonna link one, but if you need to see one, you can easily find it out for yourself.
Yeah, just Google it.
Or just listen to
I know
our
you're
content.
Not, or just listen to our content, and you'll want to live again.
Or maybe not.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Like people, I think there are a lot of people who kind of like literally live for content. Like, you know what? I'm in a bad place, but
No, for sure.
this Friday, Markiplier is gonna have a new video,
Or Attack on
and that'll
Titan's
be nice.
coming out, or
Oh,
finales
yeah,
this
Attack on
Sunday.
Titan,
I need to make it till then. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's nice to have things.
People
to
need
look forward
something to look forward to. Exactly.
Yeah, people like somebody needs to look forward like week by week. Like I need to look forward to the new Moon Knight episode or something.
Fuck yeah. Hang in there, folks.
Just
We
hang
love
in there.
you.
You're doing. You know what? You're doing all right.
You've made it this far. You're doing something right.
You're doing something right. You can hang on for another day.
And you know what? You're fucking handsome too.
You are
Or beautiful.
wonderful.
And you have a big penis.
It's huge. I don't know how you got it in the
You
room.
are the best person.
You're the best
Listen.
person.
Yes, you
With
are
a
the best.
huge penis.
Huge penis. No one tells you that enough.
Yes, bro.
But if someone needs to tell you, by God, that's what we're here for.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank
Bye,
you for
guys.
listening.
We love you.
We love you.